Summertime, summertime. Så du min, og jeg vild med dig. Summertime, summertime. Honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven. Jeg tager min gummier på, giver hunden snor og synger tar. Om det regner, sner eller der sol for oven, så bider jeg stille bånd for dig og ønsker dig lykke på vejen. Så nemlig for du vil følges med mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din vej. Put den ind, put den ind, put den ind. Summertime, summertime. Så du min, og jeg vild med dig. Summertime, summertime. Honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste aften til kaffe.
Hi there, Leo, and welcome to your modern shaman and Maria and RainbowLand here from Esbjerg Denmark. Tall ship race is here. So later on in the report I will show you some ships and some boats that are really beautiful. It's school ships. There are a lot of young people on board from all over the world here. And it's very interesting. And we have good weather, which is not the rule, rather the exception here in this town. So this week is a very interesting week, especially for you, because not only do we have a Mercury retrograde in your sign, we also have a full moon, a lunar eclipse in your 7th house, which means that the sun is in your 1st. And this is the longest in this century. It lasts 1 hour and 23 minutes. It's in 44 degrees of Aquarius. So what this means to you is that actually there's also a T-square between Uranus and this thing, so there will be some tension definitely, but it will create a huge potential for you to change your life in ways that are really important in all ways. So there was just someone looking into the camera, so I'm sorry if I was distracted. He made me laugh. Okay. So the thing is that Mars is almost in conjunction with this, with the Moon as the eclipse starts. So this means that Mars is very potent in your 7th house. So this is relationship with other people. It can be business partners in particular because of Uranus being in your 10th house of your career. So watch out, be very careful when it comes to you communicating with others in a work situation where you might be a little strident, because that's what Mars can create. Also like impulsive behavior where you suddenly rash out and say something that you didn't mean to say, or maybe you actually did mean to say it. But just remember, as Mercury is also going retrograde, to rethink the things that you say in your sign, by the way, several times before you act upon it, even though you want to lash out and even though it might be appropriate and the person might be deserving of it. Then it's important to think twice, as Mercury is moving retrograde. You know the drill about that. If you've been following this channel or astrology in general, this is a time to look inwardly, to look for the things that actually needs to fall away in our communications in a way that we think, in order to, especially for you because it's in your 1st house, it has all to do with your identity and you creating a new identity, especially if you are one of the Leos who has the birthday in the late July and the early August. Then you are up for some, especially if you're born on the 27th, 26th, 27th, 28th. This will be the most change you will see in this case. So be ready, Leo, because the boat is sailing. That's what I was about to say, and then the boat is actually sailing. I don't know if you heard that. But the thing is that you have to trust in order to create that abundance that's also being there as a potential possibility this week, since we have Venus in your second house, and Venus being the one that can show us the money in combination with Jupiter, which is also one of the planets that has something in the pocket, two beneficials in a nice aspect. So maybe there will be some good money floating to you. I'm sorry, people keep doing stuff. You know, it's something else when you do the report at home. And when you sit out here, because here, like real Leo, and the sun is moving, has moved into your sign, of course, and that's when you get a lot of attention. So I also thought that this new design I made for my company RainbowLand, where I make walking art, was appropriate because it's orange and it's glowing a little bit like a Leo, right? Because this is your time. It's your time to shine. You're really on. You had Venus going through your sign, so you've already been, you know, shining for a long time. But there's something in your relationships to others where you need to be more authentic. This is what this is saying. You need to be more true to yourself, and maybe someone needs to be let go of in your relationships, in your business relationships, or in your personal life, where you need to alter things in order to be more true to yourself, in order to actually follow the highest vibration of who you are. Because what is that? Who is that? Who are you when you look beyond the surface, beyond the things that you were taught as a child, your parents, your society, the television, your siblings, or whoever, your friends? Who are you when the lights go out and there's quiet in the room? Who are you when there's nothing but your heartbeat and the echoes of that drum? You need to look for that and trust that there's an infinite supply, no matter what fear you meet, that will supply you for all of your todays and all of your tomorrows with anything that you need. You need to learn to trust, even though, or then trust the processes, even though we have been inclined or programmed since we were children to not trust other people, to be careful all the time, to shut our hearts down because someone might cheat, do something bad to us. You are the ones who are inspiring us to follow our hearts. So step out of that comfort zone of yours and just let yourself fall into the roller coaster you're already in, because we're in eclipse season. So it's like letting go of things, finding stability, and then suddenly in an unstable, chaotic situation again, coming from out of the blue because Uranus is in your 10th house, and suddenly you're on stage wearing a hat you definitely did not want to wear because someone forced it upon you suddenly, and you are like, you want to say something, slam in their face because Mars is there, irritable, wanting to physically react to what people are saying. But again, the Mercury retrograde, just want to remind you, ask you to cool down. And remember, if the relationship is going bad, and you're outside in the cold with someone, it can be temporary. If you just allow yourself to see that every person that we meet are teachers in our lives, they are guides coming because we called for them. We made a plan, we made a schedule when we came here, and that schedule is what's going on. So you can trust that it's all good. You're going through this for a reason. The person doing this to you is not just some badass idiot. It's a part of a plan. It's a part of a play that has to play itself out. And if you are wise enough, you have spent some quiet time and you go inside that little church of yours, the church of your heart, and you stay in the chapel and you ask why. And once you know the why, you will also know what to let go of in order to create that abundance that you have longed for so long and that you deserve. You have been working so hard and you need a break, and you need to be rewarded for all the good deeds that you did. You need to be rewarded for daring to stand there and shine as other people criticized you. And this is what you need to keep on doing. Don't worry about what other people think. Be true to yourself. Your values might change over the next period of time, like half a year, maybe even 2. Because even though Taurus is not your second house, then Taurus, we have Uranus over there in Taurus. And it's squaring you. And in your 10th house. Stop. Oh, there was just a child running very fast towards the harbor. So I'm sorry that I suddenly caught my attention. because I honestly thought that this child was going to fall into the water. So it's funny to make the report out here where so much is going on. So the primary thing that I say to everyone every week is your saying, and it's saying don't follow trends, follow your heart. You're so good at it, keep on doing it. Also when you need to speak up for yourself, but think twice, rethink it before you speak, and look inwardly and find the things you need to remove in order to actually manifest who you truly are and what you desire. Remember to see the collective report. It's important this week. Ha! And then you will also see some footage here from the harbour, tall ship race in Esbjerg Denmark. Thanks for watching, see you next week. So, welcome to another week with your modern shaman Maria in RainbowLand. This time we're in Esbjerg Denmark at the tall ship race, which has been here a few times. So it's not the first time that you will see all these ships. If you stay tuned on the channel, you will see some coverage that I do where you can see the different beautiful old ships, you know, with flags from which countries they come. They're school ships, so they have a lot of young people with them from all over the world coming here to this harbor, staying here for 3 days. But enough about that. If you continue after the program, you will see them. But this is an exciting week, to say the least. This is maybe one of the wildest weeks of the year, of this year, because we have a full moon. But it's not just an ordinary full moon, because it's a full lunar eclipse. This one lasts for 1 hour and 23 minutes. That is a lot. It's within 1 degree orb, so it's quite extreme, and this may be the most shifting times that we will feel this year. And it's not like it's in this particular point, and if you've been following the channel, you know that there's been so many changes altogether. We had a partial lunar solar eclipse 2 weeks ago, and we've had so many things going on. So as I have been saying all summer, this is no vacation time, because we are forced to change, definitely. And the interesting thing about this eclipse is that it's happening at 4.44 degrees of Aquarius. But I have promised for you guys, to you guys that aren't so familiar with astrology, that I really try to explain what it means when you don't know what the planets mean. Mars is the planet of action. It's our physical, you know, it's our wanting and desiring to do something. It's our self-esteem and, you know, assertive moving forward, getting things done, etc. But when it's moving backwards, it's not allowed to move forward. So this can cause irritability, you know, and attempts to, you know, suddenly rush out, etc. I've been talking about that for a while, but it will be intensified from now on until the 27th, when it actually occurs. It's in a T-square with Uranus. So this can be sudden changes and sudden shifts, because Uranus is sudden breakthroughs, it's sudden things happening. I hope the sound is okay. I chose to sit with my headphones, the best ones on, so that I am in control of that, the sound doesn't suddenly fall out. The main thing is that this is the collective report. So here I will take the grand overview for all of us, but go into your personal sign and see where this affects you, and know that this is an overall thing. Because the changes that are happening in the sign of Aquarius, so it's important to find out what does the sign Aquarius mean to your sign, because this is not like, okay, it's only affecting the Aquarius. It's affecting all of us, but in different areas of our lives. That's why I encourage you to go in and see your personal sun sign afterwards. But this report is important as well. Why is it so important? Well, it's important because if we want to manifest things in our life, we manifest through who we are, through the energy that we are. And you can only manifest through the lowest vibration of whatever you send out from your system. So what do I mean by that? By the way, this is a RainbowLand collection thing again. The orange, well, couldn't help but say it. I hope I'm decent. I'm actually wearing shorts, so even though I look undecent, that's it. Okay, so imagine this. You can only manifest what you, first of all, of course, really want at a deep core level. But if you have anything blocking this want, something like, let's say that you want to find true love, but you have a coding inside of you saying, I don't deserve true love because your mom or dad or someone at school bullied you and said, well, you're too stupid for anyone to love you when you were 10 years old. And it's stuck, but you repressed it because it was too hard for you to feel the feelings around it. Then every time you try to manifest this in your life, that it will come back to you, that thing that is programming you, and block it, because that has a lower vibration, it has a lower energy. Because of course, what we manifest is the highest vibration of joy. You know, if you have anything saying in your system or in your coding, in your whole auric field and your whole system, that says, stop anything that has to do with this because I don't deserve this, then that's why that every time you try to build something in regards to this, it will shut down again, because you have this blocking. So why is it so good when we have the lunar eclipse or the solar eclipses or the big shifts happening in astrology? It's chances for us in our schedule to get into contact with these things and remove them. And so sometimes we need to be pressured out until such an extent that we just finally release and surrender and say, F it, I let go of it now, it doesn't matter. And then your ego, which is actually probably based upon fear, trying to protect you in some way, which is a malfunction, it's not supposed to be there anymore. But the minute you are surrendering to life itself and stop fighting or resisting this change and just say, F it, now everything is so shit, that you might as well just throw it out. That's the minute that the universe can work upon you and let it go. So try to find stability within. You know, if you're searching for stability on the outside, you have to know that you can only manifest on the outside what you have on the inside. So you have to look inwardly, even though our patriarchal society has taught us that everything that can be proven on the outside, that if anyone else can see, is the only really existing thing. For some people it's hard to know, yeah, well, what does she mean by look within? Well, find quiet time, find stillness, find a way to stay in the moment without letting your thoughts take over. The mind is a tool, it's not you. So that's why I'm always opting for meditation or something that can keep you still. It doesn't have to be meditation. I'm always encouraging people to heartfulness because it's for free and there are free volunteers helping you. And that was the best thing for me, but for you it can be something else. But you have to learn to look within if you feel the chaos is too strong, if you feel the abrupt changes are too wild, because Uranus is involved. And you get irritable, but try not to react and try not to lash out too much this week. It's on the 27th, but it's been building since the last eclipse. You will definitely have felt the irritability around you, within you, and try not to take it too personal, because life is mirroring a lot to everyone. So you're probably mirroring something to someone else and they're mirroring something to you. So if they lash out and suddenly, you know, say a lot of things to you, oh, you shouldn't do that, and you feel like, well, this has nothing to do with me, then you're absolutely right. So in that moment, don't go into the fight, because that's what Mars wants. It wants to fight, it wants to be, you know, get its anger out, etc. But try to keep it calm, keep it cool, and not react. Meditate, breathe, take it easy. And if you're afraid because you're like, well, I don't have a plan, I don't know what to do with my life. She's talking about manifesting things that we want, but I don't know what I want, etc. Then don't worry so much about what the plan is. Instead, know that you are the plan. I said that many times before, I know, but I always describe the horoscope as a schedule, as a plan. So there's no need to worry that the planet is not going as it's supposed to. I mean, don't you think that the stars are still having their orbits, cycles as they always did? Nothing has changed since you jumped into your schedule and started this life. It's all good. You have to learn to trust. You know, we've all been programmed to, you can't trust people, oh, you have to be careful, and oh, but that shuts out our hearts. So we need to try to open our hearts and trust this process, trust the process. That's what I would like to say. We wrote the song in 2000, it's a long time ago, was it 5? I don't remember. It's called Ugly Duckling. You know, we have H.C. Andersen in Denmark, the famous fairy tale writer. He's very good. He wrote Ugly Duckling. And if you didn't read it, do it or read it out loud to your children. It's about a duck, swan, what do you call a swan kid? A baby swan, growing up in a duckling's family, so being different from everyone else, and therefore feeling outside and finding it. I won't tell the rest of the story if you don't already know it. Most people do. But so we made this song. It's very appropriate for this eclipse. It was written through very hard times, and it goes like this. There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up, try again, one day you will break through. What you long for will find you. Through all the hard times. I'm a little afraid to sing out loud because there's so many people here. And I always seem to find a light in your eyes. We fall through sometimes. If it wasn't for the dying glows, we wouldn't feel the fire when it's really burning. All ugly ducklings turn white. So if you listen to the text, the point is that even through the hard times, there's always a light to find. We choose the glasses that we wear actually in the suitcase over there that you cannot see. I have a pair of pink glasses, heart-shaped for my partner, because we are both Pisces, Mercury. So we always like, oh, seeing this purple, you know, this pink world. And people ask me, how can you be so happy all the time? Well, because I chose that my world has a bright perspective, has a bright light. And it is a matter of perspective and choice. So if you are deep within a hole, try to release whatever's keeping you in the hole. Is it your parents that told you that you can only do this or only do that, and that's why you're in the hole? Or why are you in that hole? Ask that question first and then trust that the answer will come. Trust is the answer here also a lot. Also, like me, you can see I got fear here, because when I sing that part that says through, I actually have to sing really loud, because that's, but I started to do it, but then the fear in me just came in and held back, so I came with an, you know, like through, and then, you know, my voice. So I'm also still, you know, getting shy. I have a lot of Virgo and Pisces, even though I'm an Aries a lot, and Libra. So I know that we are complex beings that has to overcome things, but sometimes it's also just about doing it. I mean, and also the thing about thinking about what other people think. So it's holding you back. That was also what held me back. It was a good example of that, because what does it matter what they think? I mean, if I had just stared, it would have sounded beautifully, and they would probably have thought that, oh, it sounds beautiful. Instead they heard me like trying and then getting shy. Well, that's also okay anyways. But just again remember that, find out if what you walk around saying that you want, that's also the thing this eclipse could also reveal to you, you know, uncover you know, the highest expression of you. So what is your path? Is it really what you always walk around saying that it is? You know, if you walk around saying that, I'm a professor and what I want is that everything is in control, and you have to be able to prove everything in this life. Okay, this was an extreme example, but really deep down inside, you know that was just because your father dominated you or your mother dominated you. I'm getting a lot of father thing this time. We also have the sun moving into Leo, the sun being the masculine energy, by the way. And then, but really deep down inside, you're like, well, this professor thing is actually not really me. Well, I love this thing that I'm studying, but I don't feel like everything has to be in control because I feel like it's blocking me. Then be true to that, you know. Or if it's like, oh, I should have a big family with 5 kids at least because you were, and I should be a family mom, but really you're more the independent type that doesn't want that, then, you know, it's also a time where we can break free of such things. These are extreme examples, but it can also be smaller things that you need to look upon. But first, you have to know that every time you feel fear, that's what I did before when I was singing, don't look for comfort or stability or peace on the outside. Look within and find the peace within. Because it's there and you're like, no, I can't find it, I feel panic, okay. So sit with the panic, accept the panic, and then just overcome it. Then go through it and just know, remember my words, that I know the peace is in there. I know the stability is in there. It's just a matter of you. If you, let's say it's in a big room and in the back of the room we have the peace, but there's some garbage on the way that you need to let go of, then remember that every time you meet the garbage, maybe fear comes up, oh, but there's no peace, but then it's just like you moving further and further towards your higher self, your higher purpose, the highest expression of you, removing the garbage. So try to trust and don't panic when things are changing now, because a lot of things probably are. So the sun is moving into Leo as well. So this is a joyful thing, right? On the 23rd. And we still have the opposition between Venus and Neptune, but I will talk more about these things in the personal sun signs. I won't say all of it here, because then you won't go into the personal sun signs. And you just go into the channel, you can find it there. I could also just leave a link actually to all the personal sun signs in this report, then you can just go down and click into it. I probably forgot something, but I like to, what I've thought about saying, but I like to just trust the process, because that's the whole point of that I'm actually saying what I was meant to say in this report, because I just stay in the flow. That's where most things are revealed to us, because we are not in control and we are open in another way. Easy for someone with Venus and Mercury in Pisces to say. But not always easy to have Mercury in Pisces though, must say. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to go into the personal sun signs, and first and foremost, as I always say, don't follow trends, follow your heart. The air here is so amazing. Next week I'll be at another place in Denmark, a very beautiful place. See you then. Your modern shaman Maria and RainbowLand checking out.
Sommer, du min, og jeg vild med dig. Summertime. Honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven. Jeg tager min gummi på, giver hunden snor og synger tar, la 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 la. Om det regner, sner eller der sol for øjen, yeah, yeah. Så bider jeg stille vand aften til kaffe. Der bæller te og kobler hjernen fra til sød musik, der siger da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Om tiden er 3, eller jeg er på farten, så sender jeg dig tusindvis af kram og tænker på alle de gange vi var på trangen. Vi to fik det væk til en sang. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Og solen skinner på din mand. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Sommer, du er min og jeg er vild med dig. Sommer, sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Sagde jeg til livet, gav slip på tanken, tog ej for givet. Fik det vi troede på, nu er det kommet. Vi skulle samme vej, og jeg kan slet ikke forstå, at du er her hos mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Og solen skinner på din mand. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Sommer, sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Sommer, du er min og jeg er vild med dig. Sommer, sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven. Jeg tager min gummier på, giver hunden snor og synger tra-la-la-la-la-la. Om det regner, sner eller der sol for oven, yeah, yeah. Så bider jeg stille bånd for dig og ønsker dig lykke på vejen. Saturn er lige for, du vil følges med mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Og solen skinner på din mand. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Sommer, du er min og jeg er vild med dig. Sommer, sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste aften til kaffe. Der bæller te og kobler hjernen fra til sød musik, der siger da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Om tiden er 3, eller jeg er på farten, så sender jeg dig tusindvis af kram og tænker på alle de gange vi var på trangen. Vi to fik det væk til en sang. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Og solen skinner på din mand. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Sommer, du er min og jeg er vild med dig. Sommer, sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Sagde jeg til livet, gav slip på tanken, tog ej for givet. Fik det vi troede på, nu er det kommet. Vi skulle samme vej, og jeg kan slet ikke forstå, at du er her hos mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Og solen skinner på din mand. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Sommer, sommer, sommertime, sommertime. Fuldmånen stråler Summertime, så du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Summertime, honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste morgen, der går jeg i skoven. Jeg tager min gummier på, giver hunden snor og synger tra-la-la-la-la-la. Om det regner og sner, eller der sol for oven, yeah, yeah. Så bider jeg en stille bånd for dig og ønsker dig lykke på vejen. Saturn lige for, du vil følges med mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din mand. Put den ind, put den ind, put den ind. Summertime, så du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Summertime, honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Hver evig eneste aften til kaffe, der bæller te og kobler hjernen fra til sød musik, der siger da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Om tiden er 3, eller jeg er på farten, oh yeah. Så sender jeg dig tusindvis af kram og tænker på alle de gange vi var på trangen. Vi to fik det væk til en sang. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din mand. Luk den ind, luk den ind, luk den ind. Summertime, så du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Summertime, honey, honey, solen danser, du og jeg. Sagde ja til livet, gav slip på tanken, tog ej for givet. Fik det vi troede på, nu er det kommet. Vi skulle samme vej, og jeg kan slet ikke forstå, at du er her hos mig. Fuldmånen stråler ned på dig. Måneskin, måneskin, måneskin. Har solen skinner på din mand. Luk den ind, luk den ind. Summertime, så du er min, og jeg er vild med dig. Summertime.